How to install ESXi host. So as of now, you are attending from last 2 weeks, right? If I want to install an ESXi machine, at least whatever you know, even if it is correct or not, I want to install an ESXi machine, need an ESXi host. For that, what are all the information that I need? It's very basic or anything, whatever it comes to your mind about ESXi host, you tell me what components I need to make it at least to start VM creation. Any idea? Okay, I'll give minimum specifications, minimum hardware requirements at least. We need minimum 4 GB RAM. Memory is nothing but RAM. Need minimum 4 CPU. Hard disk even 5 GB is enough. Even it will take less than that only. SGB is enough. And next thing, we need a physical server, right? If you want to install an ESXi machine, we need a physical server. That should have minimum requirement, minimum hardware specifications. What are the minimum hardware specifications here for an ESXi? Here only, right? Here we have just now I have written, right? Minimum
Like
it should
some
be this.
memory, CPU, hard disk, and some specific space.
That's what like I have written here. Minimum hardware requirements. Here only I have written, right? So this much is minimum. Maximum it's up to us or it's up to the hardware specifications also. Even 12 terabyte RAM is available. Okay. So maximum it depends on our necessity and budget also. Physical server with these specifications we need minimum, okay, to start with. And we are sitting here somewhere in remote location with our laptop. Okay. You need connectivity between your laptop and this ESXi. Okay. Let's say the server is in UK. Physical server is located in UK. You are sitting in India office with your laptop. You are connected to internet. So administrator laptop here. We're connected to internet. Here there will be network switch. We will see later like how the network switch looks like and what we do with it during networking basics. Okay. As of now, just remember it's like this. Now, if you want to install an ESXi operating system on the remote physical server, even if it is in the same building or if it is in remote location, okay, sitting from here itself, even though the physical server is not having any operating system, we can install operating system. Sitting from India office, the server physical brand new physical server in UK, we can install OS. There is no OS also. Even this computer is not powered on. We can power on from here. That's the special feature with every server, every physical server. That feature will not be available with laptops or desktop. So if you see any physical server, HP, Dell, Cisco, Lenovo, any Fujitsu, there are a lot of server vendors in the market. Any server vendor and every physical server, there is an adapter, same like looks like your internet adapter, right? Like if you want to connect internet cable to your laptop, there is a separate slot, right? Network interface card. Technically we call it as NIC card, NIC, okay? Network interface card. It will be same one on the physical server backend. It looks like exactly like your laptop port where you can connect internet cable. Okay, that's called network adapter. So here that adapter is called remote management adapter. It's a generic name. Every vendor has their own name. That means if it is HP server, they call it as ILO. If it is Dell server, IDRAC. Cisco server, CAMC. But generic name is remote management adapter. Right? So use that adapter was specially made. Okay. If you connect a cable from that remote management adapter to the network switch, and we have to configure one IP address. We, in the sense, like as an administrator from India, we can't do this. In real time, there will be separate team who manages this physical servers, data center team, whoever works in that building, okay, so to manage the physical servers. So once a new server is purchased, the data center team will connect a cable to the remote management adapter to the network switch, and that network switch has internet connection. And once they connect the cable, first time they will configure one IP address in our network. This they will take it from the network team, or we will take it from the network team and we will provide it to the data center team. You have to configure this IP address on the remote management adapter. Once it is configured, even if this computer, this physical server is not powered on, we can power on from here. Okay, but this should be configured. Remote management adapter on the physical server should be connected to the network and it should be configured with one IP address. Very, very important. I'll be keep asking questions based on this point. Okay, remember, as a server administrator, you must know this option. Even with 1 year experience or 6 months experience, you should be aware of this adapter. Okay, remote management adapter. Every physical server only will have this. Okay, laptops and desktops, it will not be there. It will be extreme left or extreme right on the back side of the physical server. Okay, fine. Okay. Now cable is connected and configured with an IP address. In our lab, it's 192.168.1.230. Even though I'm sitting at different location in our lab itself, the server is somewhere else. I'm connected via the network. So my connection is like this. Directly I'm sitting here. It's not via internet. It's directly my laptop is connected to the network switch. So directly I can connect. Even if it is internet, if it is allowed to connect, it will connect. Okay. Okay. So there is no OS. The one power cable is connected to main supply. This supply is powered on, but this is not powered on. Still, I can power on from here and install operating system here on this physical server. Okay, we'll try to install ESXi 6.5 now. So we want to install ESXi 6.5. We have a physical server and it has, in our case, it has different specifications. It has 32 GB RAM, latest processor, and 3 Xeon CPU. Hard disk, it has 270 GB. Okay, it is like this. In our case, we have more than minimum requirements. So now we can install ESXi 6.5 here. Sitting from India office, I'm trying to install it on UK. Even if it is in the same building, we don't go to this physical server directly. We use the same process. Even if you are in the same building where your physical server is located, you will not directly go. We do this method only. From your laptop, you will install the operating system. Same method how we do. So what we do here, right? So we open a web browser, enter this network ID address of this remote management adapter. It will ask for one username and password. So then you enter the username and password, then install the operating system. So before that, we will, as I said, different vendor will have different name, right? So we'll see that. Vendor, adapter name, default username, and default password. This HP server, that adapter is called ILO, default username is admin, and password is password. Dell server, adapter is called IDRAC, default username is root, and default password is Kelvin. Cisco server, it's called CIMC, admin, and password. A data center person, once he assign an IP address, he can change the password also. If he is not changing the password, then this will be the username and this will be the password to log in. These are the default anywhere in the world. If you buy a HP server, by default to log into this ILO, this is the username and password. Okay. Dell, this is the username and password. Cisco, this is the. Okay. And here, assignment for you is to identify the abbreviation of each one here. What is ILO? You need to find abbreviation and also the latest version. Something like ILO 3, ILO 4, ILO 5. There are some numbers for ILO and IDRAC both. You need to find which is the latest version in it. Okay, latest ILO version 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. You need to find it and answer me in the WhatsApp group or whenever you are done, or else tomorrow before the class I will ask. Abbreviation for ILO, IDRAC, CAMC, and latest version of each one. Right? This is a remote management adapter will be there on every physical server. On the back side of the physical server, you can find, and it is connected to a network switch. And from our laptop, open a web browser, we can access it. So I'll show you here how it looks like. We have opened a new web browser, enter the IP address 230. Until you have a physical server, we cannot practice or we cannot do live lab like this. Okay, many people will say LO will be there, you have to log in like this and leave. Okay. Normally, if you don't have like lab servers like us, we have here, they cannot practice and show you. You cannot even practice. Okay, they cannot connect. And now I'm connected to 230. From here, I'll see its monitor, what is running on its desktop. You can see a lot of information here. Okay, what hardware it is, if there is any hardware failure, whether all fans are running or not, what is the temperature inside the server right now, everything we can see. See, all the server hardware components are fine except the power supply. Okay, power supply has some problem. If you click here, every server there will be two power supplies. And laptop key charger connect chestana. So the physical server will have two power supplies. Laptop charger ఒకటి ఉన్నట్టు దానికి 2 ఉంటాయి. Every server will have minimum 2 power supplies. Okay, so one is connected, one is not connected. So in our lab we have not connected, so only one is connected. If you take a power cable and connect now, it will also show green. Okay, whoever is available here, you can go and check later after the class. So here you can see virtual console. You can see its monitor sitting from here itself, what is running on its sitting from here. Even if it has operating system or without operating system, we can see here. Even if there is no voice, it will be blank only. Okay, that's how we manage physical server setting from India. That's how this adapter was manufactured, to take the remote control even from anywhere. Okay, even if there is no OS, we can still connect to its monitor and see, okay, using IDRAC. In our lab, we have Dell. Yes, please. Someone was speaking. Okay, so even if there is no operating system, we can see a blank screen here. Okay, without operating system itself, we can connect. So that's where normally the interviewers will be asking this question about this remote management adapter. So only the real-time people will be aware of it. Okay, normally trained people will not be aware. So they will ask, server is in US location, you are in India, you are asked to install an operating system. The server is not even powered on. How will you install? Okay, until you know this feature, you will not be able to answer, right? Okay, so server will have a remote management adapter and that will be configured before OS installation. If you know this, you can answer. This way, like they will definitely identify whether you really work or not based on this question. Normally trained people will not be aware of this. Okay, so that will be advantage for us even compared to few real-time guys. Few real-time guys like with 1 year or 2 years experience, they might have never got opportunity to work with this model, this adapter. Okay, so that will be advantage for us. Fine. Also. Next, we will go and install ESXi 6.5. It's about remote management adapter. You should know. Next one, we will install an operating system ESXi 6.5. So to install an operating system, one thing is we need to insert a physical DVD drive here, or using ISO also we can install. Okay, this is local hard disk 270 GB. Now there will be CD drive. If you take a physical CD DVD drive with ESXi 6.5, insert it here and install. Normally, again, we don't prefer. During VM creation, we have discussed, right? It's not feasible option. Every time we cannot ask this person to go and insert the DVD there. Sitting from here itself, we will attach an ISO image to this physical server. We'll see, like if I have any ISO image. I'll have to download from VMware website. Or I'll download from, already I have copied into one of the hard disk location. I'll download from there. Or else you can download from VMware website also. I have already copied to one of its hard disk location. We'll see if it is available. We'll download that. Yeah, just here. Okay, it's downloaded. Okay, I have ESXi 6.5 ISO image in my laptop now. In real time, when you're working from your laptop to some other different location, don't download in your local machine. It's from India to US, it will attach that ISO image. And copy will be very slow. Until evening, you cannot finish it. Because this, in our case, this physical server is in our lab. I'm also sitting in our lab. It will be easy. That's why I'm downloading to my laptop. In real time, how you have to do that? Okay. So in the same network, at least there will be one physical machine or physical or virtual, whatever it is. Okay. Any one of the Windows machine you access. I'll show you like how to connect to this Windows machine. So from India office, you log into this Windows machine. From here, download that ISO image either from VMware website, from other location, you copy first here. From here to here, you can attach. Attaching, it's the same way how you. So open its remote console. Right now in our lab, the operating system is already installed. So I'm formatting and I'll install it again. Okay. Click on connect virtual media. To attach an ISO image to the physical server, click on connect virtual media. It will ask where is the ISO image now. So click on choose file. I have downloaded, it's here. ESXi 6.5. Okay. Now click on map device. Now the ISO image is attached from my laptop to this physical server because I'm sitting locally here. Like I'm sitting here itself right now, and from here I have attached to this computer. It is local, same building, so it will be faster. If you are working from remote location and physical server is some other location, don't attach from your laptop. Until evening it will not finish. Okay. Now I have attached the ISO image. You can see the ESXi 6.5 ISO image is still connected. Now I will restart the server. Go to power and the IDRAC, power control, reset the system. Okay, reset, power cycle, both are same, right? So power cycle, both are same. I'll click on apply. The server will reboot from here itself. We're rebooting that server from sitting from remote location. See, now it's shut down. So now we are installing ESXi operating system on the physical server directly, which is in somewhere else, okay, some other remote location. In real time also, you will be doing the ESXi installation the same way. Any questions? Meanwhile, it will load the operating system. So here we need to press F11. Press different key. So we need to go to its BIOS settings and say to this computer boot from the newly attached CD ISO image. Otherwise, it will load from the existing hard disk. Directly, it will load with previously installed operating system. If it is a brand new server, directly it will boot from ISO. If it is already running with some OS, go to its boot manager and change the boot order. So remember, changing of the boot order is very important thing you should know. In a virtual machine or physical server, we may need to do this. You may come across this situation in real time many times. So now I'm going to BIOS settings. I have pressed F11 key on my keyboard, laptop keyboard. F11 for this specific Dell server. If you are working with HP server, the key may be different, F2 or F12, depends. Okay. So while you're booting the server, on the right side, it was showing some of the options, boot options, right? There I have read what is the boot key for boot manager. So there was F11, and that's why I have pressed F11. In real time, depends on the hardware model, you'll get the boot options. You need to press that specific key. F2, F6, F10, F12 also will be there sometime. Okay, depends on model, it will be there. Go to BIOS boot menu. It's not exactly the same as it is you are looking here now. Okay, it may be different in different hardware models, but you need to select BIOS boot manager. Okay. So here it's showing options. Boot normally, boot from virtual floppy device, boot from virtual CD-ROM or a physical CD-ROM. Yeah, this is physical CD-ROM. Or boot from network card or boot from internal hard disk. So I want to boot it from virtual CD. The ISO image I have attached to virtual. Here you can see virtual media. I have attached to virtual media. Physical DVD means you have to go with the CD to the physical server. In front of the physical server, you need to go and insert in the physical DVD-ROM. Same like your laptop DVD-ROM. It will be there. But we are using virtual CD here because the ISO image virtually we have attached. using virtual media. So select virtual CD-ROM, highlight with the left top and up and down arrows. Okay, press on virtual CD. So it will boot from that CD, the ISO image which we have attached. Again, it is asking, you want to boot from that ISO image that you connected or boot from local hard disk. Boot from local hard disk, again it will load with the previously installed operating system. I don't want to do that. I have selected the first option, install fresh copy. So to load from this ISO image which I have connected. It's exactly same how you do in real time day-to-day job also. We do exactly the same way. Maybe the interface you will find different, but the process is exactly same. You may get different server to work on, but the same procedure you should be. Very, very important, at least if you are on a server side, Windows, VMware, Linux, whatever it is. Okay? You should be knowing this feature. Changing of boot order, how to work with physical server. So until you get confidence, you can practice in our lab on this IDRAC. Okay. Any questions? Meanwhile, you can type in or unmute and speak. And here you can see hardware health. Okay, what is the hardware specification inside this physical server and whether they are healthy or not. Okay, expand here, select each one. Battery, both batteries are fine. Fans, see there are like how many, almost 10 fans. All fans are running and the temperature, the speed of the fan, everything is written here. It's not static value, it's automatically taking from the physical server directly to this location. All the fans are fine. If even if any of the fan stops working, it will display here. Then we have to call Dell. In this case, call Dell. If your server is under warranty, they will replace for free of cost. If the warranty is over, we have to pay extra. CPUs. In this server, there is one CPU, Intel Xeon E5-2440. This is server processor. If you see your laptop processor, it will be Intel Core i5, i7, i3 processor will be there in your laptop. Okay, Core i3, i5, i7. Okay. This physical server, it has a processor model called Intel Xeon E5-244. There are different models available, Xeon, Nephron, different things. Go to memory, RAM. Here total 48 GB RAM is installed, not 32. Sorry, it was 48 GB RAM. 48 GB RAM is installed. Maximum it will support up to 192 GB RAM. This physical server in our lab will support maximum 192 GB RAM, but as of now 48 GB is installed. So here you can see all the memory RAMs. Each one is having 88 GB RAM. Okay, 6 slots. Each one is having 8 GB RAM. 6 into 8, 48 GB it is showing. If any of in real time, these memory DIMM failures are very frequent. You will be experiencing once in 2 months at least. Okay, memory DIMMs will be failing. The RAM slots in our laptop we see, right? Same way these are called DIMMs here in physical server. This will be failed. Let's say one of the RAM is failed. It will be showing red mark here. Now you have to call Dell and you have to say my DDR3 8 GB RAM and it is having 1333 MHz frequency is failed. Can you replace it? They will ask some logs. We will provide logs. Then they will come and replace it. If it is actual failure, from the logs they will read it. They'll come and replace it. If you call Dell, they will ask for the service tag or serial number of the device. If you go to first tab, here we can find the service tag. Where is it? Service tag here. This number you have to serial number. It's called serial number also. Serial number or service tag. You tell this number. Based on this number, they will check whether it is under warranty or not. If it is under warranty, they will do it for free. If it is not under warranty, we have to pay extra to that company, then they will come and replace. Fine, lot of things you can check here, not only this hardware component. I'm just showing you hardware component. You can check all other things also. When you're free, try to access. When you're accessing lab, just log into 230 with this root and password here itself. You don't need to ask anybody. 230 is the IP, root and password is the Kelvin is the password. And for you, like to install this operating system, I'll give you later. Okay, how to install. Don't try to install operating system on physical server. We have that physical server where our virtual center will be running. We have to take care of few things before you directly install. Even now, there were some virtual machines running. Everything will format now. We are formatting it, right? So it will be formatted. Any questions? ESXi is one physical server and with ESXi OS on top of it. vSphere is vCenter together. vCenter, ESXi host, virtual machine, web client all together is called vSphere. vSphere is just a word with the components of vCenter, ESXi, virtual machine, and web client. There are different components like vCenter, ESXi, virtual machine, and web client. Okay, now you're asking the difference between ESXi and all together it's called vSphere. ESXi is a single one of the component from this vSphere. All together it's called vSphere. Individual components vCenter, ESXi, virtual machine, web client. This is a just name. All together we call it as vSphere. And ESXi is the physical server with ESXi works. Any other questions? It will take 3-4 minutes again. I'll tell you how to practice this ESXi OS installation. Then you can start. Not today. Until today, you complete the previous labs. Four methods of VM creation and VMware tools installation. You practice them by today and be ready. Tomorrow, I'll tell you how to install this ESXi operating system. How to practice. Because we have only two physical servers, only two people can parallelly work on this installation. Okay, like we have like 20-25 people, right? Together we cannot practice. Okay, I'll give you a different alternate method to practice it. That I'll explain you tomorrow. So to install an ESXi machine, we need a physical server, ESXi ISO image, okay, and our laptop should be in the same network. Then we access using IDRAC. If it is a Dell server, using the IDRAC IP address, we connect and then install the operating system. So no other questions? In real time also it takes the same amount of time, so we can't do anything. We have to wait this much time. It is loading the operating system. So you have 5 labs to complete today. Okay. 4 methods of VM creation and VMware tools installation. Except P2B, you can practice all other 4 methods and VMware tools installation. Total 5 methods. And one assignment to find the abbreviations for each remote management adapter and latest version. Okay, so the operating system is loaded. Now from here onwards, it's kind of yes or no kind of questions only. Same way how we have installed Windows operating system, right, on a virtual machine. Here also the same way. So if you want to cancel it, press escape. If you want to proceed, enter to continue. So click inside the console here. You are inside. Now press enter. License agreement or escape. Okay, I want to proceed. So F11. The 270 GB hard disk, I told you, right? Here it is showing 270 GB hard disk. I want to continue, enter. So as there is operating system already available, it is showing upgrade. Okay. I don't want to upgrade, I want to install fresh copy. Select the last option. So the other two options we'll discuss later. It will just upgrade from older version to higher version. Okay. I want to install a fresh copy. Install ESXi and overwrite PMFS. Everything will be formatted. Whatever it is there as of now inside that machine will be formatted and installs a fresh copy. Enter. US keyboard layout. So all the keyboards that we use are US default layouts. Okay, so that's fine. Enter. Password for the root user. This is very important. If you forget this password, it is not possible to reset any method. You have to format again. Whatever we have done till now, again we have to do and enter a new password. In real time also there will be one common interview question. If you forget root password, how will you reset? It's not possible to reset a root password. Officially, it is not supported. Unofficially, there are alternate methods to reset, but directly it is not. As per VMware, they don't support to reset password. We have to format everything, then install fresh copy. Enter password and confirm password. Enter. To install, press F11. Cancel any other option. Okay, I want to proceed. F11 I'm pressing. So that's it. It will be installed and restart. It will ask you to restart at the end. That's it. Okay, installation is completed. It is asking us to remove that ISO image which we have connected and then reboot. If you press reboot also, it will automatically remove that ISO image. We don't need to manually go here and unmap. Okay, it will automatically remove that ISO image. If it is a physical server, automatically if it is inserted physical DVD ROM, right, the DVD ROM will automatically come out. You have to take that CD out. As it is a virtual ISO image, it will remove that connection. So that's it. So the OS installation is done now. It is rebooting. It's complete. After that, we have to assign one network address for it. Okay. Install an ESXi OS and assign an IP address. Okay. That's it. IP address, that during networking basics, we will understand that. Here I'll quickly assign one IP address, but during networking basics, we'll clearly discuss about that. Here is the boot options. It is showing while rebooting. You have to press F11. Here you can see the boot options. F11 you have to press to go to BIOS boot manager. Other things are for different configuration. To configure IDRAC, first option, system setup. Okay, that will be handled by the data center admin team when they are assigning this IP address, right? To assign this IP address, they have to press F2. Go to system setup and there they have to enter this IP address. And for us, boot option, so we selected F11. And that numbers, functional keys are different to different models. So don't need to remember those numbers. It will be very. No, it's waiting for other boot option. We have to reset it again. Again, we need to go to the boot manager and change it to local hard disk. It is waiting for network boot. I'll press F11 and change the boot order again. Even though there is OS installed inside its hard disk, it is waiting for that OS copy. That's where we need to change the boot order. Now we have to save to boot from that local hard disk. So here we have to select hard disk, local hard disk. Now it is booting up. It will boot up with the local hard disk OS that we have installed just now. Today we understood about two things. One is how the remote management adapter work, and then ESXi installation. Okay. Two labs you can practice. But this practice, like OS installation, tomorrow you can do. Previous labs you have to complete today. Okay, it's completed. We have to assign an IP address. This part I'll explain you again later during networking basics. I'll quickly log into this machine and assign an IP address. And again, this recorded session will help you to, even if you practice installation tomorrow, using the same steps, you can configure the IP address. So go here, configure management network. Mouse will not work here. You have to work with keyboard only, up and down arrows, and escape, enter. Press configure management network, IPv4 configuration, enter. Here it is dynamic, right? We will discuss what is dynamic and static. As of now, select static. Highlight on the last option, set static IP address, press spacebar to select it. And here the last IP is 240 in our physical server. And rest everything same. We will discuss what is this IP, subnet mask, gateway. Okay, all three values are important. We have a separate. So we have entered, press escape, press letter Y to save the changes, and escape now. See 240, it is accepted. Once you assign an IP address 240, so we need to open the command prompt and verify whether it is connecting or not. Ping space 192.168.1.240. It's not. Some problem. We'll go and check. Check if network adapter is connected. It's connected. Correct. Okay, working. You were not checking. It was a bit slow to say. It's working. Close this everything now. Enter the IP address that we have configured 240, right? 240. Click on advanced. Press here. So here it is asking for username and password. What is the username? Root. Password is the one we have said during the OS installation. So that's it. I don't want to join. Click on OK. And here you can see no VMs, nothing. Okay, just a brand new ESXi machine is use చేయకూడదు. Once it is used, you should not repeat it. అది నెట్వర్కింగ్ బేసిక్స్ లో చెప్తాను ఎలా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి యూస్ చేస్తున్నారా లేదా. ఫైన్. ఓకే, ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్? Fine, we will continue tomorrow.